Is this a reason for me to talk about Lancelot more than I should probably do it? Of course it is! What else am I gonna do with my life? Anyway, hello everybody, welcome back to my channel. Spoiler Princess here. And today, we are going to be talking about the first year dinner! And this is part 1, I have to reiterate. We're talking about the battle for Schwartz and Weiss in this specific video. So if you want part 2, it's gonna be coming in about 2 weeks. Life's been hectic. Anyway, I hope you all enjoyed the video, and I hope you all enjoy my eventual Lancelot rant that happens in this video, because I'm obsessed. He's hot. What else am I supposed to say about this? So I hope y'all enjoy it, and don't mind the Lancelot rant at the end of this video. So, yeah! The battle for Schwartz and Weiss. So in this chapter, we get quite a bit of information about how royalty functions, and also how the general knowledge of how to react when a person of a higher duchy asks you for something should be, and how Rosamund defies all social expectations, and the fact that she is really bad at it. And this is gonna lead to the amazing chapter where we get dinner. So we're gonna talk about the chapter before it, so that we can have full context for this. So right before this chapter, we get Rosamund bringing Schwartz and Weiss for their fitting, and also for everyone helping out, like Hartmut. We also have Feline. Hartmut and Feline are both drawing magic circles, while Lisa and the other attendants are fitting Schwartz and Weiss for their future clothes. And Lisa is very invested in this, because it's Schwartz and Weiss. She loves shoe mills. Why else would she be invested in this? And they hear afterwards that as they were getting ready to go back and bring Schwartz and Weiss back to the library, that a group of people were getting ready to take Schwartz and Weiss away from them. And that leads straight into our chapter, which is the battle for Schwartz and Weiss. So in this chapter, it starts off all nice with Rosamund telling everyone that they should not attack first under any circumstances, including Tragat and Angelica, who are their tankiest tanks out of everyone in there. And they basically tell them, if they attack us, we can attack them, but if they don't attack us, we can't attack them. She also gave the divine protection of Angrief, a subordinate of the god of fire, Leidenschaft, protection, and basically this blessing helps them fight more efficiently and faster. So it is very powerful, and they get stronger too with this one. So it is a very powerful blessing. Rosamund afterwards decides to go out, and Cornelius takes the front with Leonore. Cornelius and Leonore in the front, while Tragat and Angelica are further up in the back with Rosamund and Riarda, as Riarda is there to help Rosamund. And Rosamund reminds everyone that they should think of this as treasure-stealing ditter. Their only job is protecting Schwartz and Weiss, because they're the treasure. They're trying to steal our treasure. So she has a point there. When they finally come across everyone else, they are surprised at how many people are there, because it's not just one duchy, it is multiple. And it's also a greater duchy, Dunkelfelger, that's there at the front of the whole pack. So in general, in the chapter, it says there's 30 Ehrenfest people and about 100 people on the other side. I would also panic slightly at the prospect of having so many people fight me just suddenly. After this, Cornelius asked Lestalot why he's blocking the hallway. Lancelot is obviously the Archduke candidate of Dunkelfelger. They also take the time to tell us how Lancelot looks by saying like that his build is more like a knight than an Archduke candidate build. So he's from the Duchy of Dunkelfelger. They all play ditter. Like it's their whole thing. They're ditter. Anyway, Lancelot doesn't respond, but nobles from the lesser duchies, mid and lesser duchies, respond instead, saying things like, "That's our line. What are you lot doing? How disrespectful of you to claim those magic tools left by the royals as your own. We'll be taking those back. We'll be taking those big shoe mills back." From their perspective, they think that they stole shorts and wives from the library. While from Rosemine's perspective, they're trying to steal the magic tools that they got accidentally have to take care of now. Like, this is an absurd situation because there's a lot of misunderstandings. They also tell us explicitly that those magic tools are the heirloom of an ancient royalty, and that they belong to the Royal Academy. Like, Rosemine doesn't know this already. And it is unthinkable for an Archduke candidate of a mere 13th duchy to steal them from the library and attempt to make them their own and return the royal magic tools to where they belong. So they're delusional because that's what Rosemine is trying to do, but they're clearly been lied to, and we wonder who lied to them or where they get this information from. And all the students behind Lancelot all echo together that this is correct. You shouldn't have these magic tools. They don't belong to you. And Rosemine, obviously being Rosemine, is very pissed about the fact that they're trying to take them from her. She's frustrated. She even screams, "How rude! We have not stolen them. I became their master through something of an accident. And so I brought them to my dormitory to fulfill a duty expected of my new position." So, and she also mentions that she acquired permission from Solange. So, a lot of things happening here just got explained. And so afterwards, the people behind Lancelot get confused, saying stuff like, "You have permission? You didn't steal them." It was true that Lancelot had numbers on his side, but he gathered the numbers through misleading information. He probably mostly used his authority as a Dunkelfelger Archduke candidate, the duchy ranked second in the whole country, to help the duchies strike at them. So, sensing a tremor throughout his allies, Lancelot reacts and says, "Regardless, for you to have become a master of magic tools belonging to royalty in the first place is a peak of arrogance. And on top of that, you even brought them to Ehrenfest's dormitory. Considering that Professor Herscher thought it necessary to abandon her practical lessons to supervise you, we can only assume those magic tools were highly at risk of getting either dissected or destroyed. Only a failure of a master would expose them to such extraordinary danger." Rosamund basically lost all faith in Herscher in that one sentence and realized that he's very mad about Herscher skipping her class. Like, I would also be mad if I found out that my professor skipped a class for this. But yeah, Lancelot afterwards tells Rosamund also that it would be treason, and also better for it would be treason for a mere 13th Frank duchy to have the shoe mills, and that he should have them instead. Like, he deserves it. He's the Archduke candidate of the number 2 duchy. Of course he needs to have it. And afterwards, Rosamund obviously responds that, "You were right. I would not like to be accused of treason. Furthermore, I am completely fine giving shorts and wives to someone who is willing to treat them in the way they deserve. This causes Angelica to look at her like, what? Are you sure about this, Rosemary? Like, what is this? And Lancelot is like, what? I wasn't expecting this. And he's a little conflicted. Rosemary just sets some conditions and asks, what do you plan to do upon becoming their masters? Which confuses Lancelot. And Rosemary is basically like, I only will give it to someone who is loyal to the library. You must be a perfect librarian and go to the library every single day, which you do not, because you have told me that you do not go to the library. So I will not give them to you because you're not going to be a good master to them. Which I must say, Rosemary, what the heck were you thinking? Girl, he's an archer candidate of the second duchy. You can't do this to him. He is literally going to destroy you. Oh my god. Like, Rosemary is very brazen and doesn't understand nobles. Doesn't understand nobles, how to talk to nobles, how the whole thing works. No, she's just like, I don't want you to be the master, I don't want you to be master. Which, obviously, Lancelot is very like, what are you saying? That I'm unsuited for this? Like, Rosemary afterwards, obviously, is like, we're trying to return the magic tools to the library, so can I do my duty as their master to protect them and allow me to return the magic tools to the library? And Lancelot, first line he comes out is, watch your mouth. And Rosemary says, I shall protect Schwartz and Weiss and shall protect the Royal Academy magic tools. No matter how much you insult me, nor how powerful of a greater duchy you belong to, I will show no mercy to anyone who attempts to steal these two shoe mills. Which brings us to the image I'm currently coloring, which is a beautiful image. You can... Rosemary's face is very pissed. Lancelot's face, they're having a screaming match at each other at this point. Quite a few of the students afterwards are going to go and leaving only the Dunkelfelger Knights to stay. And all those students are going to go and get Prince Anastasius so that he can go and mediate this conversation. And here we go into battle. So Rosemary again reiterates that Lancelot is not fit to be Schwartz and Weiss masters, and Lancelot's reaction to that is, get me those shoe mills and attack them. Which causes Cornelius to tell Angelica and Traga to pave the way, and that everyone needs to make a shield and protect them. This is their goal, is not to fight and defeat Dunkelfelger here. No, it's to protect Rosemary and the shoe mills. Which, again, I will give a big clap to Cornelius and everyone for respecting Rosemary's wish of just being protected. So, while all of this is happening, on Dunkelfelger's side, they decide to shoot arrows at them, which, surprisingly, Schwartz and Weiss's magic tool on their outfits shine brightly and stop and reflect all of that back to them, which they're now groaning on the floor and dying. Yeah, they're not actually dying, but yes. They basically protected Rosemary from all of those attacks so that they wouldn't have to be like this. Rosemary notices that Schwartz and Weiss's charms act a lot like her charms, but are highly more efficient and easier. Riarda picked up Rosemary and just started running with her, and the two shoe mills are just dangling from Rosemary's arms as they're just going up trying to get to the library. Now, they're getting to the library and they're just booking it. And they're defending everything. As she gets to the library, just before she goes in, Anastasius comes up and tells everyone to stop. And everyone stops. Lancelot bows down. Rosamine has to be put down from Riordan's arms. Ledio, Shorts, and Wyson bow down too. Anastasius asks Lancelot what's going on, and he says that they were stealing the royal heirlooms, while Rosamine replies that, no, I have permission from Professor Solange to go, that I had to bring them to my dormitory because as their master, I had a duty to fulfill. However, despite the fact, he still attacked us and claimed that we stole it. Dunkelfelger tries to cut in when Rosamine tries to deny what he's saying, and Anastasius basically tells him to not talk, to shut it. It's not his place to talk now. He's talking to Lady Rosamine. So what they decide to do is that they go to a meeting where they're all there and they talk about what's happening. But Rosamine has to go and put the magic tools first. So technically she won this battle because she got the 2 Schumils into the library. Professor Solange remarks that Rosamine has arrived earlier than expected, and Rosamine replies that she has finished but has to go really fast because she has a royal summon, and she just lets her go. Rosamine, after that, debates with her retainers as to why anyone who doesn't care for the library like her would want the Schumils. And she's very glad that someone else wants to take care of the library like she does, but why? And all of the retainers are very confused as to how Rosamine could not possibly understand that this isn't about protecting the library. This is about having status with the royal family and being entrusted to protect their tools. Like, this is a really big deal. And Rosamine didn't understand that this was like a really, really big deal. And so they end up going to the meeting where they meet Ralphin for the first time, the Dunkelfelger dormitory supervisor, and Herscher's not anywhere to be seen, and she would not respond to any ordinances. So they had to ask Rosamine to send an ordinance, and Rosamine sent the ordinance that if she did not come here right now, we would lose privilege to research Shorts and Weiss, which just scared Herscher enough to get her to come really fast to protect her quote-unquote research. Professor Ralphin, the Dunkelfelger dormitory supervisor, said that we should do a game of ditter because in his head, this is Ferdinand's disciple. She's probably gonna be really good at ditter, and also it's Dunkelfelger. He really just wants to see a game of ditter, a treasure stealing ditter. Anastasius agrees that it is a good idea to do a treasure stealing ditter because if they can't protect the magic tools, then they shouldn't have them. So the only job Ehrenfest has to do for the treasure stealing ditter of the first year is to protect Shorts and Weiss. They have a time limit, and if they are able to protect it during that time limit, they win. But if they aren't, and Dunkelfelger is able to steal them, then they don't. Then they lose. I also forgot to add that Rosamine said that they should probably have a new dormitory supervisor than Herscher, and Anastasius responds that they should send a qualified noble to replace Herscher at the Royal Academy if they want to change dormitory supervisors, which Rosamine's response to that is that they're gonna have Herrscher for a long time because they can't afford to do that, which is a very funny situation considering that you're trying to get rid of Herrscher and your only option is to keep her because you can't get rid of her. Also, Lestat is very adamant that Rosamund is lying and is told multiple times by Lestat to shut it, to stop talking, and that he needs to let him talk to Rosamund. He is talking to her to get her side of the story. That's his job. He needs to get both sides of the story. He doesn't believe Rosamund when she tells him that she got the magic tools through a blessing, and her response is that, well, if you don't believe me, go and ask Professor Solange how it happens. Because I'm telling you, this is actually what happened. And it is a surprising event still. Like, who would have thought in their right mind that Rosamund would get ownership of 2 shoe mills? By literally praying to the gods. It's so OP! Like, how is it fair? Anyways, at the end of the chapter, Hershey goes up to Rosamund and says very seriously that she cannot lose. If she loses under any circumstances, this is not going to end well. And Rosamund says that she doesn't have to worry. I'm going to win. I'm not going to let anyone who is unqualified like Lestat be the owner of these magic tools. So that's the preparation we have for the first year ditter. And a lot of stuff happens in the background of this. And we get these stories mostly from side stories and the Royal Academy stories, where the real reason why Lestat was actually trying to get these shoe mills is that he was trying to get these shoe mills for his sister. And like, Hannelore saw the shoe mills and really cared for them, and her cousin overheard her say that she really wished she could be their master, which he reported to Lestat, and Lestat, as the good big brother he is, decided to go ahead and do this for her and help her and get those shoe mills for her, because he's a good big brother. He's a tsundere. Like, we're not gonna lie, he's a tsundere, and he loves his sister and wants to do everything he can in his power to help her. But like, Hannelore at this point in time doesn't really have the Dunkelflegger spirit that Lestat has, and it is very discouraging. And I know she'll grow into it, but like, oh my god. But still, going back to Lestat, Lestat is such an amazing character as we meet him throughout the series. When we first see him, we don't exactly have the best impression of him. No, he's a little brazen. He's very forward in what he wants and requires, and is not really accepting when someone tells him no. And I guess he's not used to having someone tell him no. He's the Archduke candidate of a second rank duchy. He knows his noble euphemism. He knows what nobles are supposed to do when he talks to them, and he probably had a big shock when Rosamund was being so brash with him and refusing him constantly. So yeah, Lestat here in this story is very much after getting the shoe mills for his sister, and that's why he wasn't giving up. He really, really wanted these shoe mills for his sister, and also probably really much thought that no way should Ehrenfest have the shoe mills, and that they're really unqualified for having them. So, yes. I hope you all had fun with my little input of Lestat character here. I am planning on doing a Lestat character development. But now we're going to talk about the relationship between Lestat and Rosamund in this specific chapter, where I like the fact that multiple times in the chapter when they are basically glaring at each other constantly, and even when they're in front of Anastasius, like, they are full on giving daggers to each other throughout the whole story. And it's so funny. It's so funny. Can you just imagine just Lancelot, who is, I believe, a third year in this one, and Rosamund, a first year, who looks like a 7-year-old, just looking at each other. Like, she's so short compared to Lancelot, and they're glaring at each other. Glaring, I tell you. They are really pissed on one another, and it is very funny how they look at each other like that. The relationship that they have together at the end of this, like, Rosamund has so many qualities that exist only in Dunkelfelger, and she has Dunkelfelger spirits. Like, let's not lie to each other. She loves ditter, which is why she plays ditter so often. Also, in this book's, like, it's the first time we ever really hear or start seeing the Dunkelfelger mindset of the world, where ditter is the only thing they do, and they love playing ditter. Like, how could you stop them from playing ditter? Like, come on, why stop ditter? What is this? So yeah, playing ditter in the big arena that they typically use for the introductory conference. So this is quite interesting, and I'm very excited to finish the drawing for that, so I can start I can finish my recording. The hair colors of these guys, I forgot about this. The hair colors of the guys in the background are very weird, as I did not know what to do with them, and also there wasn't a lot of color in the image. It was a lot of blues and black and white, so I was like, I have to do something in order to make the color a little more interesting, and I decided to make them the interest by making them have pretty extravagant hair colors, as we have brown, orangish red, some purple, and a shiksa colored green. Was that on purpose? Yes. I thought the guy looked slightly like Shisa, and I was like, that's gonna be your hair color. You can't escape it now. You are my shiksa of this drawing. Shikikoza, if you want me to read his, I should probably say his whole name like that. Shikikoza of my drawing. And I, after that, went with the most contradictory eye colors possible. Like, red and green, because why not? But I like the baby blue eyes on that guy. He has, it was a pretty eye color. I was like, oh god, baby blue, ooh. On him, it looks great. Anyway, in this drawing, I did it on the Chattering Magpie channel, and I had a lot of conversations with the people on the channel, and oh my gosh, I hated this. They heard me complaining 24/7 as I was drawing this, that I hated Rosamund's dress and I hated Schwartz and Weiss's outfits. They were complicated. I hated them. I hated all the embroidery details. I had to go around it to make sure that the color popped afterwards. Oh, the pain I had to go through just for those outfits. Never again am I doing this. And obviously, I decided to forget about one piece of Rosamund's hair. And I needed to find a good color for these dresses on the sides. And you'll see me start playing with the color shift afterwards, because the flooring and everything was a lot of blues. I don't know why I went with blue this time. I typically go with purple. But apparently I felt blue on that day. And it is a really pretty blue color. The flooring, I am probably very off on what the flooring should probably have looked like, but in my brain, I was thinking of a lot of like beautiful mosaic coloring. And I was like, you know what? All of these shapes remind me of mosaics and how mosaic looks and feels. Anyway, as this video came out, the audiobook is out, guys. If you if you haven't caught up on that yet, the Ascendance of a Bookworm audiobook is out, and I don't have it yet. I know, it's very sad. I don't own the audiobook yet. Like, I really, really wanted to get it, but like, oh my gosh, the flashing of colors as I'm noticing. If you guys haven't noticed, I did speed up the background because the background took over half of the video. So anyway, thank you everyone for watching this video. I hope you all really liked it. I know this isn't the best content I'll produce probably, and I really just wanted to make a video about how I felt and how the storyline went without actively reading the book. I hope you all really enjoyed this, and hope you all have an amazing day, and goodbye!